Welcome back. We are going to dive into thinking and self-talk. Self-talk is not only what you say about yourself to yourself, it also includes what you say and think about others and life in general. What you put in is most likely what you will pour out. So, being mindful of media intake, who you are holding conversations with, and what you're reading and listening to is important. Our definitions for this section include the following. Think is to say to oneself in the mind or out loud. To speak is to communicate a message from the mind with thoughts, words, and or sounds without words. And last but not least, meditate is not the absence of thought, but the power to focus on a specific thought long enough for it to become belief and reality. Take a moment to review these definitions before going ahead. Important points to remember is that establishing healthy self-talk overcomes toxic self-talk. Understand that the mind is as valuable to your quality of life as the heart is to your physical body. Oftentimes we are misled to believe that the external is what creates the life that we genuinely desire. So we try to say the right things and dress the part. But without a sound mind, those things are temporal. Knowing your power to choose what you think is vital. You don't have to meditate on everything you hear, see, and feel. You have the ability to ponder on the thoughts that are in alignment with truth and what you ultimately desire. It's time for our thinking and self-talk practice. In your journal, write the following 3 times. My mind is powerful and I have the power to choose what I think about. I have the power to choose what I say to myself. Say what has been written out loud 5 times. For the next 3 hours, begin to align your thinking and actions with this statement. Be sure to journal your experience. Clarity is something we are genuinely desiring on an everyday basis. Nobody deliberately desires to live in confusion. Clarity and expectation are both results of the mind. They come from the elements of processing, belief, thinking, and much more. We define clarity as rest, confidence, and decisiveness derived from truth and certainty. It is the absence of confusion. Expectation, also known as hope, is a future outlook or perception resulting from what you believe as truth and reality. Remember, clarity is the result of truth. In seeking clarity, one is actually seeking truth. In order to gain clarity, one must seek truth and then embrace it. Truth is embraced by believing and acting upon it. Expectation, which again is connected to hope, is what you believe is true about the future. Beliefs are the conclusions made from exposures and experiences processed by the subconscious mind. The powerful thing about truth is that it has the ability to override conclusions made by traumatic or toxic experiences. This is a good time to revisit our mind basics diagram. Pay attention to how our outer words, events, experiences, and information impact our inner words and are called forth for future usage. This practice pertains to clarity. Make 3 lists and name them as follows. What do I know for sure? Agree/disagree, and corresponding action. List 3 to 5 things you know that are absolutely true in your what you know for sure column. Now consider and make note if you agree or disagree with these truths in your thinking, saying, behaving, and expecting. Once you complete this portion, make another list of how you can change your thinking, saying, behaving, and expecting to align with these truths. Now, for putting our expectation to practice, write the following. What do I expect most often? Is it the worst or the best possible result or outcome? Write the response. Now, make a list of events or exposures your belief and expectation are based on. Meditate on the times when things turned out for the best. Make a list of those experiences and revisit this journal entry to continue the process of building up greater expectations for the future. We've made it to the final stretch of our Mind Games How to Play to Win workshop. Here are common mind games. Up first, self-betrayal. Self-betrayal occurs when your mind can't trust you due to a breach in belief. A breach in belief occurs when corresponding actions are misaligned to your will. Low expectation. Low expectation occurs when one is exposed to traumatic events without healing or long-term toxicity. Over time, the mind processed these events and created a conclusion of less than favorable expectations when considering the future. Doubt. Doubt is the result of not knowing the truth and is the antithesis of clarity. It is rooted in deception and appears in the form of what-ifs and questioning what is true. Learned limitations and disappointment. Learned limitations and disappointment are the result of being exposed to belittling, tragic, and out of alignment events over a long duration of time. The subconscious mind processed these events and created a limited mindset, and one shaped by disappointment versus a perspective of expansion and good expectation. Disappointment is hope in reverse. Both are expectations. Only one expects the best and the other expects what you really don't desire. Distraction. Distraction is anything that draws you away from truth. Its goal is to disrupt your thinking, steal your attention, and lead you astray. Distractions come in the form of comparison, doubt, worry, and procrastination. Worry. Worry is another mind game. It is made up of anxiety about the future and also comes in the form of what-ifs. It keeps you frantic and preoccupied with low expectation, aka disappointment, and doubt, stealing your time and attention from the present moment. And lastly, regret. Regret is accompanied with depression, sorrow, and ruminating in or longing for the past. It traps the individual in preceding events, and similar to worry, it steals time and attention from the present moment. Now, strategies for how to play and win. Up first is truth. The certainty of truth supports consistent thinking. Embracing the truth is seen in aligning and agreeing with it. Truth provides endurance and confidence. It must be sought out, discovered, and embraced. It also is void of confusion and doubt. Confusion feeds on doubt. So the more immersed you are in truth, the less confusion you experience. The beautiful thing about truth is that it allows you to persevere through events that might not necessarily reflect truth. It reminds you that better is planned, possible, and accessible. Next, we have learning. Learning is the process of repetition. Mind games feed on learned limitations, learned doubts, and learned fears. Through repetition of the truth and all things that are good, you are now able to expand and live fearlessly. Again, learning is the process of repeating thoughts to oneself, and it's connected to thinking, which in simple terms means to say to oneself. Exposure. Exposure is positioning yourself to experience new, healthier ways of living and thinking through what you read, watch, and listen to. This is also true for the places you frequent and the conversations you engage in. Exposure is able to reveal that all things are truly possible. Our final strategy is thinking and meditating. Thinking and meditating are one and the same. Discovering anchoring thoughts for each day's meditation creates focus and clarity. Again, thinking along with meditation really includes what you are saying to yourself, and that's pertaining to your inner thoughts and spoken words. And those thoughts and words are everything, including what you think and say about yourself, as well as others and the world around you. Thinking and meditating also include thoughts of focus, asking questions, and challenging negative thoughts and experiences with the truth. I am sending you a great round of virtual applause for you completing this workshop. The trajectory of your life is heavily dependent upon the quality of your paradigm. How you think determines the decisions you make, impacts your physical and emotional health, and overall well-being. The same way a toxic mindset is formed is the same way a flourishing one is established. And I cannot overemphasize this enough. Discovering the truth about a matter shapes the way you experience events and exposures. Once you know the truth, your mindset can be established in the unchangeable. In true Tashima Jones coaching fashion, I have to leave you with life work. Take the next 3 days to consider the value of your mind. Be sure to journal your experience. I hope and believe that your completion of the Mind Games How to Play to Win workshop has helped you tremendously in your thought processing, thinking, self-talk, and so many other areas pertaining to your everyday life. Feel free to replay the workshop and go through it as many times as necessary in order to really digest the information and materials. Understand, personal development is a lifelong journey, but you and those around you and the world and your overall life is so worth it. As always, remember your greatness. Talk soon.